Today we're gonna look at the new GoPro Hero 7 Black. We'll be checking out the stabilization, new Hypersmooth, check out the file sizes, and the overall performance of the new GoPro. I'm taking it on my run with me to see how it performs. So let's get going. Now, when I heard about the new GoPro having Hypersmooth, of course, I was very interested, a little bit skeptical, until I saw the videos, and I was amazed. I figured this would be something great for my running videos, but I'm already using a gimbal. They say the new Hypersmooth is going to be the gimbal killer. I'm a little bit skeptical about that. I know for like other activities, it might work out really well, but for running, you're still moving around a lot. I think if it's on a selfie stick or something, it might help out a lot. But just handheld, it's still gonna be too shaky. You're never gonna be able to hold it that still. That the software can compensate for everything. So a selfie stick will probably take care of that from what I've seen so far. But I wanted to know what it would look like on a gimbal, because with the gimbal making it smooth and then the Hypersmooth setting in making it smoother, will that actually take care of like all the shaking? I can find a review like that, a video like that anywhere. So that's what I'm doing now. I have the GoPro 7 on a gimbal, the gimbal that I always use, the Feiyutech G5, which I'm very happy with. That is always giving me really smooth video. So now, to find out if it's even smoother with the new GoPro Hero 7, we're gonna take it on a run. Now, I've seen a lot of the tests online, a lot of videos, a lot of the side-by-side shots, the Hypersmooth. I'm already convinced the Hypersmooth works, it looks amazing. The only thing is, I'm taking the camera running with me. So with running and a lot of other activities, there's a lot of shakiness. So it's not just walking around with the camera. Now, when you're holding it in your hand, there's a lot of moving side to side, a lot of tilting of the camera, and the Hypersmooth can only adjust for so much. So you're always still gonna have the shakiness. A way to resolve this is putting the camera on a selfie stick. With the selfie stick, you're able to point the camera a little better, hold it, and have it facing the same direction that you want it to the whole time. So it's going to take care of a lot of the shakiness, and the rest of the shakiness has to be taken care of by the Hypersmooth. So that will make your videos a lot less shaky. Now, I'm used to taking out the gimbal. If I'm taking out a selfie stick, now the only thing that's better about that is that it's probably lighter and it's smaller. But is it also going to be that much smoother? I'm thinking the gimbal is still going to be smoother than the Hypersmooth on a selfie stick. But that being said, that's why we're testing the Hypersmooth on a gimbal. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to make my videos even better. This is going to make them even smoother, and maybe take away all of the shakiness. I don't know. I'm hoping, and this test is going to resolve that, hopefully. And when you're running, your arms are moving backwards and forwards. So that means that the camera is moving backwards and forwards. That gives a pulling and pushing effect. So I'm wondering if the Hypersmooth takes care of some of that. That's a bit exaggerated movement, going backwards and forwards, to see how that would work. But normally I try and keep the arm that's holding the camera steady. Doesn't always happen, especially when I'm in longer runs and try and pay more attention to the running instead of the camera. And then sometimes there are moments where I wish I would have had a better shot. So let's see if that improves with the Hypersmooth. Just a little movement. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. But still, in the shot, you can see it pushing and pulling. Okay, so now with the Hypersmooth, that shot just looked amazing. Which I hope I can say, because I haven't really seen it yet. I just hope I'm right. A lot of the settings and everything are the same, and the quality of the camera is probably going to be just the same as the Hero 6. In ProTune, I set all the settings to be exactly the same as in my Hero 6, and I'm recording the same way, 1080 25p. I've been filming that resolution for a while now. I'm gonna kick that up a notch pretty soon, start filming in 4K now that I have the new computer. Once I get the hang of Final Cut Pro X a little better, and I got the storage sorted out, because 4K is going to take up a lot more storage, not just on my computer, but mostly on the SD cards that I use while I'm running. It's going to cut down the time that I'm able to film by a lot. So especially on my long runs, the races, the marathon, I'm going to have to carry extra SD cards with me, because I'm going to have to switch them, which I normally don't have to do when I'm filming 1080 25p.
Let's have a look at the file sizes. On the GoPro Hero 6 and the GoPro Hero 7, when I film continuously, it cuts the video into 4 GB pieces. Now on the Hero 6 at 1080 25p, 4 GB translates to 11 minutes and 18 seconds. On the GoPro Hero 7, 4 GB is 11 minutes and 48 seconds. So there's even a little bit more than on the Hero 6. When I film at 4K at 25p, 4 gigs on the Hero 6 gives me 8 minutes and 3 seconds. And on the Hero 7, it gives me 8 minutes and 51 seconds. That's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. It's not that much of a difference with the 1080 25p, so I'm very happy with that. When I film at 4K with 50p, on the Hero 6, 4 gigs is 6 minutes and 36 seconds. When on the Hero 7, it's 6 minutes and 49 seconds. The difference there is not really that much. If I want to even have a higher frame rate of 100p and I film at 2.7K, then on the Hero 6, that's 6 minutes and 18 seconds, and on the Hero 7 is 6 minutes and 49 seconds. So what does this mean for my storage? I have an SD card of 128 gigabytes, so let's say I'm filming 4K at 25p. Now 128 divided by the 4 gigabyte pieces that it cuts it into gives me 32 video files of 8 minutes and 51 seconds. So that's 283 minutes. Now the camera also records a couple of other files on there to go with your video file, so that takes up a little bit of space. So let's say it's about 4.5 hours that you can record. Now even when I record 4K in 50p, it still gives me 218 minutes. Taking into account the other files, that's about 3 hours of video. So for most of my events and my training runs, that's going to be fine. For the marathon, of course, I'm going to have to take an extra SD card with me, but it's a lot better than I thought it would be in 4K. So I'll probably be using 4K a lot more from now on.
So another feature that I've been very excited about to try out is a time warp feature, which is a time lapse that you can use while you're moving. Now, I never use time lapse in my videos that much, but I think this would actually look pretty good even when I'm running. So let's try that out. So that was the time warp, and it looked amazing. I hope. I have no way of knowing now. So I'll have to look at it and see and tell you what I think of it. But I'm hoping that it works out really well. I didn't do anything special while running. I just held the camera next to me like I would when I'm normally running and not talking to the camera. So if that works out, then I might use that a lot more in my videos. The only thing is I have to turn off the camera and change the settings, which yeah, I normally don't do. I don't turn off the camera, I just film the whole run and then edit it and see what's usable and what's not. So we'll see how often I actually want to be dealing with that. Okay, now of course not everybody wants to use it with a gimbal, and if you want to use the camera handheld, you can. So let's test what the camera without the gimbal looks like when you're running. I'm going to try and keep the camera as steady as I can in my hand, but you're going to see the difference from it being in the gimbal to when I'm just holding it in my hand. I think the footage probably looks pretty good. I don't think it compares to the gimbal, which we're gonna see right now. But yeah, it's just not comfortable running like this either. So it has to be not just for the smoothness, but for it just being comfortable. I had it in my hand like this, running. It's just not comfortable running like this. And I can do it for the stretch that I did, but running like this, 5K, 10K, I'm running a full marathon pretty soon. I'm not gonna run a marathon like that. So, so yeah, I think the gimbal is needed. Let me show you what the exact same stretch looks like when I'm using the gimbal. Okay, here we go. Now the camera on the gimbal is moving around probably as much, maybe a little less, because I can hold it a little steadier than in my hand. But I'm thinking the gimbal is taking care of a lot of the moving around. And hopefully the Hypersmooth is going to do the rest. Now, not only do I think that was smoother, I don't know yet, I haven't seen it, but it's a lot more comfortable running like that, because now I have my hand in the air because I'm filming myself, but otherwise my arm is down like this. Hi. Otherwise my arm is down like this and the camera is still up high enough to get a good vantage point. But if I have my hand all the way down there, the camera's going to move too much, and it's too low to actually make it look good, especially with a race when there's other people in front of you. So that's the big difference. Okay, another feature of the camera is that you can zoom in. The thing is you can't zoom in while you're filming, so you have to turn off the camera, zoom in, and then start filming again. But before I wasn't able to do that, so you can actually zoom in quite a bit, which I really like. I'm just not sure if it harms the quality of the image. Okay, so I set the camera to 4K now to see what the difference is in quality, and especially for when I want to zoom in on something. The camera has a zoom, but it's disabled when you're filming on 4K. But I should be able to zoom in a lot more on the image in post if I'm filming 4K. So let's see what that looks like. Another thing I don't really like about the GoPro Hero 7 is that I can't tell on the display what the status is of my battery or my SD card anymore, or the time that I'm recording. I can see that in the front right here, I can tell right now, but I have to look in the front of the camera, which makes no sense. See, for me, I use it like this to talk to the camera, so then I can see it. But normally, you wouldn't want to be filming yourself. So why would they put this only in the front and not in the back, where it used to be for the GoPro Hero 6? That makes no sense to me. I don't know if this is something that might change with a software update, but for now, GoPro, why did you do this? Okay, so the new GoPro Hero 7 is awesome. The Hypersmooth, the way it works together with the gimbal is amazing. I love this footage, which is what I hope I can say, because I honestly still don't have any idea because I haven't seen it yet. But that's how I would like to end this video, by really being really positive about this camera and loving everything that I've seen so far. Anyways, that's what I'm hoping. I will have to wait and see. You've already seen it. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of the other videos. And till next time, get out there and run.